Good morning, students. Today's video we can discuss about the synthetic fibers and the plastic. In that lesson, in the class we can discuss about the different types of fabrics and the fibers. In that you have mainly two types of fibers, natural and the synthetic fibers. In the synthetic fibers we have so many what types are there, and natural fibers obtained from the plant and the animals, and synthetic fibers are chemically prepared in the laboratory. Okay, in the class we can discuss about the different types of synthetic fibers like rayon, nylon, acrylic. Okay, and what is the difference between the natural fibers and the synthetic fibers? Okay, watching this video you can understand better and properties of nylon and synthetic nylon, rayon and acrylic, and what are the uses of that, and
Welcome to the chapter Synthetic Fibers and Plastics.
This slide presents the overview of the chapter. Learning objectives. By the end of this chapter, you will be able to
Define synthetic fibers. Explain the formation of synthetic fibers like nylon, rayon, acrylic, and polyester. List out the properties and uses of synthetic fibers like nylon, rayon, acrylic, and polyester. Identify the different fibers by burning test. Define blending. Compare the synthetic and natural fibers. Define what is plastic. Explain the types of plastics and their uses. Differentiate between the thermosetting plastic and thermoplastic. Compare biodegradable and non-biodegradable materials.
24 सर को ऑनलाइन के झमेले समझ नहीं आ रहे थे.
Environment. Discuss the 4R principle. Explain the role of codes in the recycling process.
Introduction. Before entering into the chapter, follow the instructions shown on the screen. Click each tab to know more.
We know in lower classes we have studied that the clothes which we wear are made of fabrics. These fabrics are made from fibers obtained from natural or artificial sources. Can you answer the following questions? Are all variety fabrics in our daily life made of natural fibers? Can you name some natural fibers? Let us find out the answers to such questions in this chapter. Introduction to fibers. We have already studied that a fiber is a thread which can be spun into strings, rope, and cloths. A fiber can be obtained naturally or artificially. Note: fabric is a cloth material made by weaving or knitting threads together. The fibers which we obtain from nature, that is from animals and plants, are called natural fibers. All natural fibers are used for making fabrics, which are further used to making clothes, or the most important need for human beings. Natural fibers also protect human beings from extreme temperature and climate change. Furthermore, these fibers are used for making ropes, fishing nets, carpets, sails, and a variety of other articles of daily life. However, the demand for fibers and fabrics increases in such a way that the natural fibers are not sufficient to fulfill the demand. To overcome this problem, scientists have developed artificial fibers using petroleum products and coal as raw materials. These artificial fibers are commonly called synthetic fibers or man-made fibers. Let us perform a simple activity to understand the synthetic fibers in detail. Take a few paper clips. Join them together and observe the pattern of paper clips. Similarly, take a few beads. Join them together with the help of thread and needle to make a necklace.
How these pins and the beads are making a one chain or the one whatever mala or like that. It is continuous chain of single beads or single pins, like that only the synthetic fibers made of polymers or the amino acids, they are get together making one continuous chain, that is called polymer.
Now, observe the pattern of beads in the necklace. In both cases, they form a long chain from simple things such as bead or a paper clip. Here, each bead or paper clip is a separate unit, but when many such units are joined together, they form a new different structure. Similarly, synthetic fibers have a chain-like structure formed by joining small units together. Each small unit in the chain is known as monomer. The word monomer comes from two Greek words, mono and mer, which means one and unit respectively. So, a monomer is a simple unit of a given chemical molecule. Many such identical simple units are monomers combined to form a large unit called polymer. The word polymer comes from two Greek words, poly and mer, which means many and pot or unit respectively. So, a polymer is made of many repeating units. Hence, we can say that the synthetic fibers are made of very large units called polymers. Unlike natural fibers, synthetic fibers are made from petroleum-based chemicals or petrochemicals. Petrochemicals are subjected to various chemical processes to obtain synthetic fibers. These petrochemicals are the source material for many polymers and synthetic fibers. Types of synthetic fibers. Depending upon the types of chemicals used for manufacturing, synthetic fibers are named as nylon, rayon, acrylic, and polyester. These
are the type of synthetic fibers: nylon, rayon, acrylic, and the polyester. These are made up of polymers. Now only you can see there is the poly means many, Merge means there are different units get together, make the polymers.
Fibers cannot be identified by simple visual inspection alone in the absence of a brand label. But we can identify these fibers with a fiber burning test. Here, we can perform a simple activity to identify the synthetic fibers. Take a piece of cloth. Pull out a thread. Hold the thread with the help of tweezers. Now, burn the thread on the edge of a flame. Suppose the thread catches fire easily and burns with a bright yellow flame. Then it is said to be cotton or rayon. Similarly, if the thread does not catch fire easily and smells like burning hay, then the fiber is said to be silk or wool. Likewise, if the thread melts at the flame, then it is said to be a synthetic fiber such as nylon and acrylic. In the same way, if the thread shrinks in the flame and forms a black colored bead that cannot be crushed, it is a synthetic fiber such as polyester. Now, we are going to study about nylon, which is a type of synthetic fiber. Nylon was the first commercially synthesized fiber. The production of nylon was started simultaneously in New York. In the same way, if the thread shrinks in the flame and forms a black colored bead that cannot be crushed, it is a synthetic fiber such as polyester.
You can see here the cotton, if the fiber is cotton or rayon, when it is catches fire very easily and burns with bright yellow flame and give the ash, result is the ash. This is, you can say that this thread is a rayon or the cotton. When you come to the take the thread silk or the wool, it does not catches fire very easily, does not burn with a bright yellow flame. It will give black crushable bed. Okay, you can crush it like a powder. Silk and the wool, it gives the smell of air burning. When you come to the linen or acrylic, melts in the flame. You know that burning and melting are different and shines from the flame. And black crushable bed cannot be crushed. It will become black and it cannot be crushed. It will be very hard. And polyester, it burns slowly and melts when burns. It will burn slowly and it will melt. Sinks from the flame and black crushable that cannot be crushed. Okay, crumbs are there, that crumbs after it becomes a crushed, it cannot be crushed. These are the properties or characteristic of the fiber when it burns. This test is called burning test. This test is called burning test. If you don't know, if you know to the fiber what thread it is, you can do this burning test. Also you can, we done the same activity in the previous class. Take the cotton cloth and burn it, it will give the ash and the burn, it cannot be what melts and attach to the body. And if it is silk and wool, it will give the smell of hair burning, and it is give the ash, but it cannot burn with flame. And if you nylon and polyester is there, it melts and attach to the person. Okay, now you can continue.
Now, we are going to study about nylon, which is a type of synthetic fiber. Nylon was the first commercially synthesized fiber. The production of nylon was started simultaneously in New York and London. Thus, it got its name NY for New York and Alvoyan for London as nylon. In 1931, it was made without using any natural raw material from plants or animals.
Okay, you know that the nylon name is comes from the discovery. It is now discovered in the New York, or the starting used in the London. So the name new and the lun, they mixed together, they are called as a nylon. Once again you can see this one.
Mites are melted and forced through a heated spinneret which has very tiny holes. The size and shape of the holes change the characteristics of the resulting fiber. The fiber solidifies as it cools and can be spun or woven. Nylon fiber is strong, elastic, light in weight, so it is popular for making cloths. Now, let us discuss the properties of nylon. It is a strong and elastic material, hence suitable for tracksuits, combat uniforms, and parachutes. It dries quickly and absorbs very little water, hence suitable for making swimwear. It has high strength. Owing to this reason, it is used to make climbing ropes. It is durable and a lightweight material, and therefore is used for making small machine pods and fishing. It is not attacked by moths and moths. It has a static electricity property. That is why we can hear a cracking sound when the nylon clothes are worn. Uses of nylon. Nylon is a very strong fiber. That is why it is used for making parachutes, rock climbing ropes, fishing nets, tire cords, car seat belts, toothbrush bristles, etc. It is used in the production of textiles like saris, shirts, neckties, socks, and other garments. It is also used in the making of swimsuits, sheer hosiery, sails, umbrella cloth, car seats, sleeping bags, etc. Nowadays, it is also used as an alternative in the place of wool in the making of carpets. Nylon catches fire very easily. For this reason, we should not wear these clothes while cooking, lighting crackers, welding works, working near a fire, or using heavy machineries.
मार्केटिंग कैसे करेंगे?
Form an activity for finding the strength of nylon.
Okay, we discussed in the class, no, the durability of the strength of the thread or the strength of the fiber. How can you know the strength of the fiber? By seeing this activity, you can understand that the nylon are very strong rather than the cotton threads. Okay.
Click each tab to know more. Take an iron stand with a clamp and place it on the table. Now take 4 threads of different fibers such as cotton, wool, nylon and silk. Make sure follow that all threads of the same length and of almost equal thickness. Tie one end of a cotton thread with a clamp of iron stand in such a way that the cotton thread hangs freely from the clamp. Now, attach a weight hanger to the free end of the cotton thread. Leave the hanger, the thread gets suspended in a vertical position. Add small weights to the hanger and observe the thread. Keep increasing the weight of the weight hanger until the threads break. Repeat the same process with nylon, silk and wool threads. We have observed that the total weight required to break the thread was maximum in nylon, followed by silk, wool and cotton.
You can see in this activity, cotton thread will be breakdown in the 2 weights only. The wool and silk will be cutted in the 3 weights. When you come to the linen, it is 4 weights you can keep also. They can after 4 weight you can keep, then it will be cut or the breakdown. So it shows that linen is very durable and strong among the 4. What are the learning activities, things you can get?
We will learn that nylon thread has the maximum tensile strength, followed by
Linen
silk,
having the
wool
maximum
and cotton.
tensile
We
means
also learn
strongness.
that the fiber that breaks at the maximum weight has the maximum tensile strength.
Silk also having maximum tensile strength and linen having more strength rather than these 3.
Now, let us study about rayon, which is another type of synthetic fibers.
Now we can study
We know
about the
natural silk, which is obtained from silkworms and that was discovered in China. The discovery of silk was kept a closely guarded secret for a long time. For this reason, the fabrics made from silk were very expensive. But the beautiful texture of silk has fascinated everybody, but the production and maintenance of silk is very difficult. To overcome these problems, scientists attempted to make artificial silk and they were successful in obtaining a fiber having properties similar to that of silk by the end of the 19th century. The first commercial production of artificial silk was achieved in USA in 1911, but this fiber was named rayon only in 1924. The first rayon factory in India was established in Kerala in 1946. Here, the raw material for the production of rayon is pure cotton or wood pulp. It is the only synthetic fiber obtained from a plant's cellulose, and so it is called cellulose fiber. Sometimes it is also regenerated fiber because it is produced by modifying natural fiber. Let us now discuss how rayon is prepared. In the process of rayon preparation, the cellulose is collected from wood or bamboo pulp. Initially, cellulose is dissolved in the concentrated sodium hydroxide solution, and then carbon disulfide is added to that solution. Cellulose dissolves completely in chemicals added to it and gives a yellow-colored syrup-like liquid called viscose. Viscose is forced through the fine holes of the spinneret, metal plates with very tiny holes, into a solution of dilute sulfuric acid H2SO4. As a result, silk-like threads are formed. The formed threads are cleaned with soap and dried. The new fiber is called rayon, which is an artificial silk. Some kinds of rayons are made from a short cotton fibers left on cotton seeds after zinning. Rayon is cheaper than silk and can be woven like silk fiber. It can also be dyed in a wide variety of colors. But it is not the perfect fiber to prepare all fabrics because it is made from plant cellulose. Let us discuss about the properties of rayon. Rayon is highly absorbent and is therefore used to make gauges for covering wools. It is soft, comfortable and absorbent like cotton and has the shine of silk. These properties make it a good fabric for clothing. It drapes like silk and is much cheaper, hence a good fashion fabric at a much lesser cost. It is a strong fiber and therefore is used to make automobile tire cords. It burns at high temperature and does not melt easily. It absorbs water easily, which makes rayon weak and causes the fiber to break. We will now discuss the uses of rayon. Rayon can be mixed with cotton or wool, which makes it more suitable for our needs. On mixing it with cotton, it is used to make a good dress material, aprons, bed sheets and caps. On mixing it with wool, it serves as a good fiber for making carpets. Rayon is also found in sanitary products, diapers and bandages and links for dressing wounds. Now, let us study about the acrylic, which is another type of synthetic fiber. Generally, we wear sweaters and use shawls or blankets in winter. Many of these are actually not made from natural wool, though they appear to resemble wool. These are prepared from another type of synthetic fiber called acrylic, and it became commercially available in 1941. Acrylic fiber looks like a natural wool, but it is an artificial wool. It is generally known as fake fur. Let us now discuss how acrylic is prepared. Acrylic is also another processed synthetic fiber made up of coal, water, air, oil and limestone. Acrylic fiber is obtained by the polymerization of acrylonitrile monomer. These polymers can be spun by either a dry or a wet spinning system. In dry spinning system, the polymers are dissolved in a suitable solvent such as dimethyl formamide, extruded into warm air, and the fibers are solidified by evaporation of the solvent. In the wet spinning system, the polymer is dissolved in a solvent, extruded into bath, and then dried out. The acrylic fiber made from artificial sources is less expensive, whereas clothes made from natural resources are expensive. So, the cloths made from this fiber are relatively cheap and are available in a variety of colors. It closely resembles wool in its properties. Some of the well-known acrylic fibers are Orolon, Acrylon, and Cashmelon.
Let me tell you how Byju's the learning app personalizes learning for each and every student. They might be learning the same topic.
Now, we discuss about the properties of acrylic to the action of chemicals and also resistant to the attack of moths and other insects. We will now discuss the uses of acrylic. These fibers are used for making fleece, socks, sportswear, sweaters, shawls, and blankets. These are also used in craft yarns, upholstery fabric, carpets, luggage awnings, and vehicle covers. Now, let us study about the polyester, which is another type of synthetic fiber. The polyester is another synthetic fiber which is made up of the repeating units of polymers of esters. Esters are the chemicals which give fruits their smell. Terylene, Decron, and terene are the examples of polyester fibers. Terylene can be drawn into very fine fabric fibers and that can be woven like any other fibers. Terylene is often mixed with cotton to make terrycot and with wool to give terry wool. Let us now discuss how polyester is prepared. Polyester is produced by reacting terephthalic acid with dimethyl ether and then with dihydric alcohol. The fibers are melted and spun by a process very similar to the one which is used to make nylon. This property allows the fiber to be converted into different shapes and sizes. The polyester fibers are hot drawn to improve strength, stress, and strain properties. Since polyester is melt spun, it retains the shape of the spinneret hole. This property allows the fiber to be converted into different shapes and sizes. Polyester fibers of these days are ultra thin microfibers, which give them a smoother, softer feel than the polyester of 20 years ago. Fabrics are sold in the market by names like polycot, polywool, terrycot, etc. As the name suggests, these are made by mixing of two types of fibers. Polycot is a mixture of polyester and cotton. Polywool is a mixture of polyester and wool. PET, polyethylene tetraphthalate, is a very familiar form of polyester. Now, we discuss about the properties of polyester. It is strong and wrinkle resistant. It is lightweight, unaffected by water, and resistant to sea salts. So, it is used to make sails of ships. It is resistant to stretching and shrinking, hence good for making cuttings and draperies. It absorbs very little water, so clothes dry out quickly. It is not so elastic and is therefore unsuitable for stockings. It is quite resistant to the action of chemicals. We will now discuss the uses of polyester. The base material of polyester can be used to make not just fibers for fabric, but many other things like for making fabrics for suits, jackets, shirts, trousers, saris and other dress materials. It is also used for making sails. PET, polyethylene terephthalate, is used for making bottles, utensils, films, wires and many other useful things. The PET bottles can be identified with resin identification code, which is present at the bottom of the bottle in a triangle-shaped symbol with a number in its center. We will observe that many bottles will have one in the center of the triangle. Then such bottles are said to be PET bottles. We will learn about resin identification codes in detail in the later part of this chapter. Let us study about the mixing of fibers. The process of combining different fibers into a single fabric is called blending. This process is made to improve the quality of blended fabric and provide the desired characteristics. But long fibers cannot be used in that process, so they are being cut into smaller staple fibers, and only after that they are blended into fabric. When a fiber is combined with other fibers, certain qualities of the first fiber are combined with the qualities of the other fibers, and they give us a blended fabric which possesses the best qualities of both. Blending helps us to reduce the limitations of both fibers. For example, polyester is the most blended manufactured fiber. Polyester fiber is strong, resists shrinkage,
Okay, we can discuss about the polyester, some characteristics and plastic in the next video. Once you can do that, you can take your pen and the rough book and note down the some points what are the given in this, what we explained in the class, rather than more information we are giving in this video. That notes are the important points you have to note down. This about the today's video. In next video we have to continue this one.